Hello and welcome back to another Minecraft Redstone video. In this one, I'm going to be showing off and doing a tutorial on AFK lava farm. Now this thing is pretty great, it gets you a lot of the hot stuff, and yeah, it doesn't have the most amazing rates of all time, but you can get it renewably, so if you need a lot for like a super smelter or something, it is possible. So I'm going to do a quick demonstration and then explain how it works. So to start off, you're going to want to flick this lever, and that's going to start the piston feed tape with the lava. Now you're going to stand on this block right here and put yourself into survival mode. Now have a stack of buckets and hold down right click. So now each time that you get a bucket of lava, a new one will be spat out to you and the lava will be picked up. So you can stand here AFK. Now there isn't actually going to be this much lava if you're testing the farm, but it's just a good demonstration to see how it works. Stress testing it almost. Now, to turn it back off, you have to flip this lever and you're all off. The way this works is you have to have your entire inventory filled up with some item. Like I just put bedrock in here, but you could fill it all up with buckets or grass. As long as every slot is filled up and you have at least one stack of buckets in your hand, you are good to go. Now, when you hold down right click and there's a bucket of lava like there is just in front of me that just popped up, and you right click, now you're going to pick up that bucket of lava and it's going to be spat out in front of you. Now of course I wasn't in survival, so you don't actually get to see that, but if I do that one more time, you can see that I'll right click, it'll get spat out in front of me, and that'll push it back and I get a new bucket to fill in the one I just used. So that's the general gist of it. There are some more complex bits though. So probably the simplest thing is this right here. This is how we fill up the cauldrons. Now 1.17, a new mechanic was added that if there's lava, flowing lava like over there, or lava sources like over here, over blocks of dripstone with pointed dripstone beneath them, they have the chance to fill up a lava bucket. Now I have the random tick speed turned up a little bit, so this is going to happen faster, just for demonstration purposes of course. So yeah, that's why it's filling up really fast. Now we have a piston feed tape around here with some observers, just making sure all these things go around. This system here is how we can switch it on or off. Now down here, this looks a little confusing. It's essentially just a system where if a bucket of lava gets dropped there, when it gets dropped there, it'll give you another bucket, so you never run out of buckets. Just like that. Okay. So the way that works is when a bucket of lava gets dropped, it gets dropped onto this hopper minecart, into the hopper, and then proceeds to go into this dropper. Now when there's something in this dropper, you get a comparator output, then that comparator then pushes this piston, forming a clock, dropping out all of the buckets that are in there, and it powers this dropper, giving you another bucket. Now when this dropper gets powered, it's going to put it down into this dropper, and this hopper is going to pull it out into there, and then start filling up these chests. Now the reason you can't just have one dropper is that with the hopper underneath it, is that the hopper will actually pull out the item before you can get a comparator output for it, so you have to use this little janky setup. And this is where you have the buckets, so you can have this hooked up to like an iron farm or something, and just have as many buckets as you could possibly need. And now the storage is obviously fully expandable. It's just a one hopper that you're getting out, so you can like throw this into a shulker box loader, whatever you want really. So now I say we get into building it. So the first part we have to do is this little ring in the lava cauldrons. So what you want to do, start with one block of dripstone and make a 9x9 square. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now just connect these two up. Next, make a little glass tube around it, just like that, so you can have your lava flowing in there. The next bit is inserting your lava. So you can do this one of two ways. In my opinion, that one looks better. All lava sources, or you can do some flowing lava. It doesn't really matter. You just have to have either a lava source or flowing water over every block of dripstone. So just make sure you can't see any dripstone from the top. So I'm just gonna I guess, do lava sources on this side and flowing water on the other side. So these are all lava sources, and then if you want to save lava, you can just go like this, and it fills everything up. The next thing you need to do is come down 2 blocks down with some temporary blocks and place 1 cauldron. Now you need to make another 9x9 square all the way around. Then knock out 3 of the cauldrons that are on the corners, like so. And then place 2 dripstone, 2 pointed dripstone for that matter, underneath every dripstone block. And you should start to see particles coming out from the tip of the dripstone instead of the dripstone block up there. You can also just put down 1 dripstone and wait for it to grow, but that does take a very long time, so I'd probably just put 2 dripstone down. And that is your lava cauldron filling mechanism all up, and you see some of the lava cauldrons are already getting filled up now. Alright, next you come over here to the 1 lava cauldron that you left in, and you want to make this little configuration. This is going to be your AFK platform, so kind of make a shape like this, 1 underneath, 2 just like that. Now 1 stone block, 1 glass block, 1 stone block, and 3 glass blocks. Sorry, 3 glass blocks. Alright, the next thing you want to do is get yourself a trapdoor, put that there, and close it just like that. Then put a lever on the block right there to make sure that this trapdoor stays closed, or open, however you want to look at it. Place a glass block there, temporary block, and then you might have to break that block. Get in there with a dropper. Now that dropper is going to contain your buckets, so put a hopper facing into it, put a double chest there, and then put as many buckets as you can spare right into this. Alright, so this is the majority of your AFK platform all done and dusted. The next thing you want to do is you want to do the piston feed tape, and for that I need to go back over here and grab an observer, because I forgot. So what you want to do is go to this lava cauldron right there and place a piston facing that way. So it's going to push it to the right, or like kind of counterclockwise, I guess, if this were a clock looking from the top. So make sure that all the piston feed tapes are going that way. So piston there, observer there, and observer there. Now this little thing means that whenever that piston pushes us a lava cauldron, he's going to see it and be like, you just pushed me a lava cauldron, and then this guy is going to tell that guy to tell this guy to push it that way. And we just do the same thing on every side. So observe, and then push. Observe, and push. And then observe, and push it. So now you want to make your little activation mechanism. So you're going to need a sticky piston. Come over here to this and place a temporary block underneath it. Place a sticky piston facing upwards right underneath that piston. The next thing you're going to want to do is grab yourself a lever, which I have over there. Throw the lever there, so you should be able to flick that up and down. Next thing you want to do is have an observer facing the other way, just like that, with another lever here. Now when I place this, it's going to start up the piston feed tape. This is our on-off switch. If you ever want to turn it off, all you have to do is flick this lever, and then that cauldron will get refilled. Like, even if it were over there, it'll just get refilled back here. Now to turn it on, as you just saw me do, flick this, and then flick that. Now, flicking this will bring it down, so it's in place to push it, and then flicking this will tell this observer to give this piston a 1-tick pulse, sending the thing on its way. Now, that's a little loud, so I'm just going to turn it off for the time being. Now we need to work on the collection and dispensing of new buckets. Alrighties, so go to this block right here, the AFK block, and then go 2 down with temporary blocks, and I don't have it, but get yourself a hopper and have that facing into that bottom temporary block. You can break those now. Now you want a rail with a hopper minecart on it. Make sure you keep the rail there though, and then encase the hopper minecart and the rail with glass blocks. And if you want to, there's a little hitbox of the rail, so you don't have to like place temporary blocks all around. Next, place 2 droppers facing, downwards, just like this, with that hopper facing into the dropper, just like over here. Now you're going to go to this dropper here and put a block there and a block here. Get yourself a comparator. Drop the comparator down there, and then I need to get the block to the rest of the circuit. Be back in a minute. Alrighty, I got the blocks. So you want to put a sticky piston there, and then you want to put an observer facing this way there, an observer facing that way there. Now this means that when any items are in here, that's going to detect it and push this piston, starting essentially a redstone clock. Place 3 stone blocks like this with redstone dust on them. So I'm going to break this dropper briefly. If there's any items in here, it's going to be like, nope, and then spit it out. And instead of spitting onto the ground, it's going to spit into that dropper. Alrighty, so the next thing we need to do is our storage system. Now it's going to be a little small. You can always extend it. You're going to have a hopper right there underneath the dropper. You can now put in as many chests as you like. I'm kind of at the bottom of the world. Can't build down any further than that. So I'm just going to do 2 double chests. And that is almost your entire system done. The next thing you need to do is make this dropper like fire. So come over here to the side of this block, place a redstone torch there, and then place another redstone torch here. That should probably briefly spit out a bucket that we can pick up. We're going to need it in a minute anyways. And now that, I believe, is your system all done and dusted. So essentially what the system is, if there is any items in there, it's going to, of course, power that block like I said before. That's going to turn off that redstone torch, which is going to turn on that torch briefly for however long that is on, which is I think like 1 tick. 1, 2, 3, 4 ticks. So that's just going to power briefly and then give you a bucket. So let's test this out. I'm going to clear my inventory. I guess fill it up with dirt, grab some buckets, stand here, turn the piston feed tape on, and jump into survival, and hold down right click. And it is going pretty good. Getting a lot of lava buckets, and you're getting your buckets redispensed at you from the dropper right there. Right, now I'm just going to go down and make sure that all of our stuff is getting picked up by the hoppers. So yep, those are all of our lava buckets. And then to turn off the farm, just flick that lever and you're all done. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video or found it useful, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.